Hey, it's Jody Taylor of SnackySays.com. Welcome. I know. Welcome or welcome back to my podcast. I am sitting here eating a pack of tofu because today is the last day to use it, according to the package. I am so annoyed with myself because I should have seen this coming. I knew it was expiring today. I should have made this before. I've never eaten a whole pack before. But here we are because I don't want to waste the money. Things are dear, as in expensive. Damn it, I'm so annoyed. I should also say that I'm not overeating. I'm actually pretty hungry, even though I've eaten about half of this right now. It's been a weird day. Let me talk a little bit about my eating, do a little bit of follow-up. And this will actually help me a year from now when I'm doing a follow-up on my health and fitness goals. I do keep my own notes, but now I'll have this recorded and I can refer to it. So if you don't know, I've been intermittent fasting for over a year now, and it got messed up around December, January, because December 2022, I was just on a run of like eating my body weight in snacks and whatnot. And then in early January, actually New Year's Eve, I got COVID. And so that really, really threw me off. Of course, when ill, one is not going to be worried about intermittent fasting, but then it just turned into this whole thing. So it took me, I think, until March to get back into intermittent fasting, like consistently. And it was really hard. It was hard to get back into the habit because I, for one, I'll just talk about myself, actually always start feeling hungry around 8 or 8:30. I think that's pretty normal. I'm going to mess this up. I think your sugar gets low. Anyway, once I got back into it, I realized that I needed to keep it a little breezy. So for the last couple of months, I have 1 or 2 nights where I don't fast at all. So like I stop eating whenever, like 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock. For context, I usually stop eating. I used to say 3:30, but it's really closer to 2 p.m., 1:30, 2 p.m. sometimes, because I have a really big breakfast, like 900 calories or 1,000 calories, and that includes, I don't know how interested you are in this. Maybe not that interested. Let's move on. And it changes, but basically it shakes out to about 900, 1,000 calories. And if I'm not mistaken, about 50 grams of protein. So the update with my eating is that I'm still doing intermittent fasting, 16 hours fasting, 8 hours eating. But I'm way more breezy about it. So I had a couple of weeks where that was more like 14 hours fasting or even 12 hours fasting. Last week felt like it was more like 12, 13 hours. But when I go back and check for the last few months, I average about 15 hours. And I use the app called Simple App. So that's a little update for me and for you. I don't know how interested you are, but there you go. And if you get tofu, eat it before the expiration date. I just hate to have to do something and I have to sit here and eat this tofu because I don't want to waste the money. And I actually need to eat this, so I eat enough for the day. Boo. And you know what, too? My plan was to eat half a package this morning and the other half for dinner, but I didn't feel like eating tofu this morning because I had to eat it. And so here we are. What did I have for breakfast? Sourdough bread, 4 slices with non-dairy butter and some vegetables. There was not enough protein in that. Again, I don't know how much you care. Let's move on. The other thing I want to talk about is a PSA for Facebook. I did not know this, and maybe you didn't know it either. But if you go on Facebook, you can transfer your information, your profile information, your photos and videos, and maybe even your messages to cloud storage. So Google Docs, Koofr, Koofr, Dropbox, and one other place, Google Photos. As of this recording, those are the 4 options. So if you've ever gotten locked out of your Facebook account, which seems to happen quite often, you get these password recovery emails, and meanwhile, you haven't been on Facebook, and you're worried about like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose these photos. I have been locked out. I'm still locked out of a Facebook account. I'm never going to get back in, but it was fine because I didn't have any photos. But I stumbled across this accidentally. So that's my PSA in case you didn't know. So a little food update, and I will put links in the show notes for context. I've done episodes on how I eat, maybe how you would want to eat. My general philosophy is to eat what you want when you want and, not to get locked into it. Right now, I'm not, I used to be an omnivore and I'm not right now. I'm more like a plant-based pescatarian, if that makes sense. And I don't eat dairy or eggs, but life evolves. Tummy evolves. I'm probably going to change my mind. I can say that with confidence because it seems like a lot of folks change their mind because you just feel like eating differently and doing different things. Yeah, let me end here. I don't know if I said it was going to be short and sweet, but food and Facebook. That's what today's podcast episode was about. Thank you for listening. This is Jody Taylor of Snacky Says. If you enjoyed this episode and other episodes, please share with a friend or three. And again, for context, I will put, especially if this ain't your first rodeo, I'll put links in the show notes about my health and fitness journey, intermittent fasting. I lost some weight over a year ago and I had an update about that. So I'll put those links in the show notes. All right. Thank you for listening.